Hi there, thank you for logging on. 29th of November. It is Thursday afternoon, about 20 to 4. A couple of things to note before we get started. November has been incredibly hot for much of continental Australia. All of the heat, though, has been sitting over central Australia. We're going to see that heat move over the broadcast area all the way to the coast over the next couple of days. Now, it's going to be interesting because obviously very, very hot for our continent this month. But if you look at things on a global scale, the world has experienced its 9th hottest year on record from January to October. So the November average for Australia will be thrown into that mix, so we may climb further up that ladder. Something else to note, there's a red tide that's occurring off Newcastle. It's actually around a large portion of Australia's coastline, stretching all the way down to Torquay and off Melbourne. Red tides around the planet are actually increasing. This algae formation loves a couple of things. First of all, CO2, they eat it up. So with increased CO2 in the atmosphere, we're seeing these algal blooms increase, and they also love warmth, and there's going to be plenty of that. So let's first of all take a look and see what's going on. That pool of hot air over the interior is now getting dislodged by this prefrontal trough. There's the actual front there, slamming into Western Australia last night, causing extensive damage, powerful wind gusts and some nasty storms. But this hotter, drier air is gobbling up that tropical moisture. It's been very humid along the coast and even broke up that layer of cloud that's been sitting east of the divide. There's that pool of hot air, and we can see now funneling down the valley across the central coast, spreading right across the northwest. So here it comes. It's going to be a very hot end to spring. I've thrown in the 570 line. That lets us know where the equatorial air sits. In simple terms, it's air that is above 35 to about 42 degrees on the surface. So we can see that line is below us for the next few days. It's going to be until the early part of next week before we see the southerlies come through and push the 570 back over the border into Queensland. So it is going to be very, very hot, dangerous bushfire conditions, extreme heat wave here with 40+ degree temperatures throughout the northwest, funneling down the valley. The Upper Hunter is going to be incredibly hot, both Friday, even hotter on Saturday, with those low to mid 40s expected. Today on this Thursday, Mildura is at 44.5 degrees. They're not far off their all-time record, which only happened a few years ago, just before the Black Saturday bushfires. So a really good example of the heat that is going to be moving in across the region. Sea breezes fanning the coast, the change coming through on Sunday. We'll check it again for the weekend. Thanks for logging on.